Welcome back to Omen Exitio Plague. I'm your host, City, and if you want to see more of this kind of content, go to like and subscribe so you can be caught up on all the latest episodes. Now, if I sound a little off today, I'm still dealing with a sickness, but it's mostly gone now, so I shouldn't sound as bad as I did yesterday. But we'll see. Also, I'm trying a different way of recording my audio so that could affect things as well. Anyway, let's begin. Your study seems small to you now, cold and foreign. Your encounter with the sect has made everything else from your old reality appear fake. You pick up a photographic portrait of Helen, looking for something to hold on to, but even her memory seems distant now. Zanzibar, the epidemic, Delft, and the meeting with the sect. Darkness has begun to consume your very life. It all seems completely insane. Ironically, the only coherent thing in all this chaos is the bizarre cult itself. Now, recent events begin to assume more structured relationships in your mind. More and more, you suspect that the German officials who offer you money were also involved with the sect. You only have 3 more days before you must meet the sect again. And you must prepare yourself. You toy with the thought of accepting their proposal. Why should it be so absurd? You pace the house, thinking, trying to clear your head, when you notice a letter on the table in the hall. The envelope is entirely blank. You pick it up with a curious sense of expectation. Dear Jake, unfortunately my warnings proved to be of little use. As I write, I understand that you've been taken captive by the mad Hastelic cult. They will not harm you, at least not physically, and will not keep you locked up for long. Their sole purpose is to seduce you and bend you to their will. The words of this mysterious informant seem almost in mockery, and your initial reaction is to throw the letter into the fire. There are 2 things which strike you as interesting, though. Firstly, the letter speaks definitively of a cult, religious implications of which disturb you greatly. And secondly, it mentions a peculiar name, completely unfamiliar to you. Who or what is Hostelic? Also, we got more experience points. We're up to 74 experience. And we've decided at this point we're just going to save. So if we ever need to, say, dump a shit ton into fighting or agility, we can. The comet approaches and they are hurrying. This is to our advantage, Jake. With your intelligence and inner strength, it will not be easy for them to brainwash you. I know too that you were to meet with them shortly for your initiation. Another piece of information sounds absurd. Calling ancient and primitive beliefs and superstitions a comet. If you have not yet been corrupted by the influence, this may well be your best chance. It would be the ideal moment to deal them a decisive blow. It could perhaps even destroy them. This time you could have some support, however. Hang a strip of white cloth from your window to let me know. Find a friend. Well, this guy may just be part of the cult, for all we know. And they're just trying to screw with us even more. But it's the best lead we got. And we do have a Smith who said he would help us. So perhaps we could use him to help us out. But I guess we'll see. To reflect on the letter's contents, most of all you are wondering whether the informant really does have your best interests at heart. Throw that into the fire. Informant seems to want to brainwash you himself. Or do you agree they must be stopped? Look, They're offering to help us, and this may be a trap. But I still think we should agree. Just be wary. You reread the letter. You're unsure as to whether or not this mysterious informant can be trusted, but it seems clear that you have a common enemy. That which he calls the cult of the Hastalic. The cult is a threat. You are still unclear as to its intentions and objectives. You now know that something must be done to stop it. You have always considered yourself a man of principle. And this is not the time to back down. However, it would be unreasonable to assume you can act effectively only by yourself. Alright, Reginald? Smith or alone? Oh, Smith, he's a military man. He may very well be to help us. Of course, if his son gets captured or something, that's bad. But I'd rather have Smith's help over Reginald. Especially because the cult can get to people. But I don't think they'd be able to get to Smith. They might be able to get to Reginald. So I'm going to go with Smith. You call a handsome cab and have it take you to the address which Smith gave you. On arrival at the front door, you suddenly feel worried. How will your old captain react to what you have to tell him? In the event, Smith appears straight away and opens the door with an unusually jovial smile. He shakes your hand vigorously and with a sweeping motion gestures you inside. As he continues to stare at the cup of tea in your hands, but which you have not yet sipped, you recount the incredible story of your encounter with the cult. Finally, you explain what it is you intend to do. Kept promise. Okay, Smith listens and signs to every word. While you're speaking does not seem particularly credulous, but when you have finished, makes no comments to that effect. He owes you that much. You arrange a time and place to meet and shake hands once more. Yep, I knew he'd help us. And we got the promise kept achievement, so yeah. Made a promise and he's helping us. You are pleased you're able to garner support for whatever you have to do. Alone you may have given up or done something unwise. Exactly. You prepare yourself for the confrontation. You try to mentally drop the plan. You turn everything into a sequence of actions and events. Not only to be able to act more effectively, but also to anticipate any unexpected weaknesses. If you want to succeed, you have to be as calculating as possible. You ascend the stairs and get ready to put the agreed signal out the window. Despite not fully trusting your ally, you too believe that he's hostile to the cult. As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy. There is someone at the door. Only one night has passed since you hung the signal out the window. You open the door to find a messenger. He is a stocky black man with penetrating eyes, and he's holding a package. As soon as he gets it to you, he is gone, without even waiting for a tip. You slowly open the strange box containing various items and a note. The note details certain chemicals you purchased, and there are instructions for assembling a whole into a small explosive. You do not need any further explanation. Build the bomb. What's our medicine? Yeah. Let's do that. Build it. Fast. You're sitting in your study, preparing to build the device by reading the instructions. You assemble the components, carefully mix the chemicals, and even more carefully, pour them into the central part. The whole thing is a very delicate operation, and it takes considerable time. After several hours' work, You have successfully put together something bizarre looking and slightly disturbing. The bomb is ready. New item IED. Oh shit. And you got the achievement ready for war. Along with the instructions for the device, there are also directions for the preparation of a fireproof ointment to spread on your body. You prepare this too with all due care. Someone knocks on the door. It's Smith. You invite him in and offers him some Dutch courage. While sipping your spirits, Smith shows you what he's hiding in a large bundle. A very strange rifle indeed. Called a Madsen. It's a sort of portable machine gun. It's only a prototype, but I have my channels, and this, I imagine, is as good a time as any for a test. Oh shit. Is that like a machine gun? A little early for that. It's like, I think it's like 1890s. And we see we get portable machine guns in World War One, I think. And we get Tommy guns, but they weren't ready until the war was over. Obviously, we had machine guns at this time. I don't know. The moment has arrived and you're unexpectedly calm. You're ready to do what needs to be done. You call the coach and prepare to go to the meeting point. You glimpse small snatches of London scenes through the carriage windows as you pass. Part of you, it says goodbye, in case you should never see it again. Smith is sitting in front of you, silently smoking his pipe. He occasionally looks over at you. You know he isn't going to interrupt your thoughts. He never looks at the window, and occasionally picks up his weapon in his hands and checks its parts thoroughly. For the first time in many months, you feel fundamentally tranquil. You know now that you are not crazy, and no longer feel the weight of persecution, real or imagined. Instead, you have a clear purpose, and a chance to put an end to the nefarious plans of an insidious snake. As per the instructions, you get out of the carriage a small distance from the actual meeting place. You thank and pay the driver. For a moment you are suspicious. The driver's complexion is very dark, but you cannot be certain since it is getting dark. You try to get a better look at him as he whips the horse into motion, smiles. He smiles. And suddenly sees his brilliant white teeth in contrast to his dark skin. I remember somebody like that. What's that? Not inventory. I don't think I... Was it a boss? No. Definitely not you. Definitely not him. I don't know. Oh well. I guess we'll figure it out later. You walk with Smith down to the port. Towards the specified dock. Pull the top hat securely down onto your head. The weight of the bomb is not so much, perhaps only a few ounces. So you can wear the hat with sufficient ease. Hidden from your clothes, your skin feels slimy, the fireproof ointment you so carefully prepared. You reserve an extra portion of it in your pocket for your face. You can't be sure whether it is enough to protect you, but deep down you realize that it matters little. At the end of the dock, you see a man from the Colt standing guard. Tell Smith to stay behind and wait for your signal. The man welcomes you. You give him the password and he tells you to follow him. The warehouse stinks and its gloomy interior is filled with damp, tangled ropes and boxes. You follow the man along a dark passageway. Then he moves aside a large trunk to reveal a small ladder. With nobody in sight, you make short work of the man by grabbing his throat and strangling him silently. Then you signal the smith. When he comes over, you exchange glances, and then you go first down the ladder. 2 yards on the ground, you find yourself in a large chamber that looks to be an ancient temple. Doric columns, an altar, and the sound of water dripping and echoing complete the surreal scene. You feel as if you've entered a parallel world. Around you there are men and women wearing the by now familiar masks and kilts. On the altar there's a mask and a kilt, presumably yours. 3 large men stand for the altar. You decide they must be the leaders. One of them gestures for you to come closer. As you walk, you feel hands upon you gently stripping your blazer. The men on the altar chanting strange litanies. But you are hardly listening to them. It is time for you to act. Duck, stall, or fight. What are the checks? Stop at the altar. By time. I think we should stall? Ooh, these are all risky. That's a terrible idea. They're all risky. Let's stall. Remove your blazer and open your shirt. Someone's grabbed to hold your top hat. Go at the altar. Go at the altar. You have no choice. You must act. Hang off your hat, you throw it hard at the altar. Weight of the bomb facilitates the throw. It hits a large block of stone directly, and according to the plan, the internal glass components break, mixing with flammable chemicals. The explosion is not particularly substantial, but it is sufficient to spray flaming liquid produced by the chemical reaction in all directions, creating a dangerous fire in seconds. 2 of the 3 men at the altar are killed in the blast. The third is lying on the ground screaming, trying to extinguish the flames that are searing his skin. Many other members of the cult are on fire, and there are chaotic scenes all around you. Spread the remaining ointment on your face, and run towards the exit. The heat of flames is unbearable, and your clothes start to catch fire. Oh shit, that's awesome! You see Smith at the end of the chamber, all ready to cover your retreat with a rain of bullets. The machine gun is impressive. It vomits bullets non-stop, gunning through the bodies of cult members with ease. You are elated by the effectiveness of Smith's weapons, but also rather revolted by its devastating effect. Oh, just you wait. World War I's coming soon. 2 of the cultists are upon you, hindering your escape. Fight or out? Well, I can't fight my way out. Can't increase my observation. Well, we still try it. Success, good. Thanks to Smith's cover, you have enough time to pick out the best route by which to reach the exit. You close the trap door and pull the trunk back over it, weighing it down with other boxes and random objects. You walk away quickly, not just for your own safety, but to get away from the screaming, a bit muffled coming from underground. Smith is at your side, following you silently. 42 experience points! You are definitely not celebrating. You have done something truly terrible. You are consoled, however, by the thought that you have put an end to a plan for world domination via the spread of disease. Slowly limping with pain, you walk away from Dr. Smith. Okay, is it really truly terrible? We stopped a cold. Sure, they died horribly. But you reap what you sow. That's how I look at it. That's interesting.